Tired of the old, inefficient gold grinding method of using a fragile boat only to not even reach the end? Well, you're in luck because today I'm going to show you 5 of the best yet cheapest buildable gold grinders you can build in 2023. So, let's go ahead and get started. The first one is an unbelievably cheap yet surprisingly decent grinder. It only needs a seat, a glue block, and a hinge. To build this, you must first turn off anchor blocks. This is a property of the build tool you can access by clicking this plus button. Then you can go ahead and place down a seat. Proceed by taking a seat and placing a glue block inside of your body. Attach a hinge to the front side of the glue block, and by the way, the hinge should be facing you. Delete the seat and you're done. To use this, you can hold W to go up. Holding jump will push you in the opposite direction, so you can use shift lock to steer the whole thing as you like. This grinder is extremely controllable, relatively speaking, and though it may not be the fastest, it gets the job done at a decent rate. The second one is quite similar in terms of building process, but trust me, it operates very differently. To use this one, you sit on the seat to align yourself with the hinge before deleting the seat and placing a glue block to attach your avatar to said hinge. Then you simply delete the pole at the bottom. Now you can use W to accelerate and S to decelerate, or go backwards basically. You can also use A and D to steer, but I also like spamming those keys to go higher up without having to accelerate forward. To build this, you will start by placing a pole down, and again, always make sure that anchor blocks is off. Place something as heavy as a concrete block on top. If you don't have anything else than wood, that's fine, but I use concrete for more stability. Place 4 blocks of wood on the sides like so, and another wooden block on top. At the top, you should be putting a hinge facing upwards, and finish it off with a seat attached to the hinge before saving the whole thing for later use. While it may take a few tries before you get the hang of how to maneuver this thing, it is honestly quite intuitive to use. The speed is easily adjustable and the controls are quite predictable in comparison to other grinders. This may be one of, if not the best beginner grinder, and it is certainly my own favorite. Now we are stepping into the realm of more expensive grinders. This third one consists of a pilot seat, a magnet, a random block of your own choice, and a hinge at the back. To use this one, you sit in the pilot seat, delete the pole, turn on the magnet, and use W to sort of glide forward like this, as well as S to plummet to your doom. The A and D keys are also used for steering left and right. Bruh. To build this, you start with a pole, place a pilot seat on top of it, put a magnet in front of it like so, place a block behind the seat like this, and finish it off with a hinge attached to the back of the block. The hinge has to be pointing towards the block. It may be a little bit difficult to maneuver at first, and it also goes quite fast, but it is still functional and effective. The fourth grinder is pretty much the same thing, however the components are placed in a different manner, making it tougher to accelerate, which might actually be a good thing. However, due to the way that the magnet is positioned, rotating the grinder with the A and D keys doesn't immediately alter its course like you saw with the previous grinder. I'm sure you'll understand what I mean when you try this one out. To build this, you start with a pole with a pilot seat on top. Then you place a magnet behind the bottom of the seat pointing upwards like so. And I suggest that a small portion of the magnet should be sticking out beyond the seat. At the back of the seat's headrest should be a hinge pointing upwards with a pole attached to the hinge in this manner. And that's literally it, you're done. The last grinder is still quite simple but also pretty good. It steers like the third grinder, but I think that it feels much nicer to control. To build this, you start with a pole and a pilot seat as usual. Then you place a block behind the seat like so. Then you place 2 poles kind of extending out from this block. Right next to the first block, you need to place a hinge pointing upwards on top of the pole, and then you connect the pole to the hinge like this. Last thing you need to do is to put a magnet on the rear end of the grinder, and it should be pointing towards the hinge. Then you're pretty much done. This one feels more stable and stiffer to control. Help, help, this is not good. I just lost my magnet. So hopefully you found something that suited you, and I heavily encourage you that you try each grinder to determine which one feels best to control and use. That being said, if this video has helped you today, a like and a subscribe would really be appreciated, as it increases the chance of others viewing this video, while also notifying you of new helpful videos that I will be releasing in the future. Good luck with that gold grinding and have a good one.